Okay, I figured it out. Look at all this stuff I had to pull out of here. I trimmed back the bush, and see, I dug this all the way along there because I wanted to make sure I could find it. I pulled out some big rocks. I also pulled out some big roots and different things that were kind of lodged in and around the pipe, and I thought maybe that did some damage, but it really didn't. This stuff is pretty stout, but I'm gonna show you what I found, and I'm gonna pull you off the tripod. Okay. Now I can get down there and dirty with you. Okay. There's the repair that I did before. Okay. And I should have, before I backfilled, I should have checked it out longer. My loss is your gain, because it was leaking further up, and I wiped off the pipe, and I could tell there's a little depression right there. And I've got the same thing happening before. Remember I said there was another dripper up in here, and it's right there. And I pushed on it and I pulled on it, and here's the pipe for it, disconnected, and it probably zipsy-doodled down to there, okay, from before. So I know that one's not working. So I'm going to pull that out, and that's not going to be used anymore. I'm not going to tap in. I'm not going to tap in again for that. I'm just going to save that. And see, there's a little coupling I can save for later on too, and the little end. Okay, but like I say, I don't like using those, and it's right there. And I know that little coupling tip has been snapped off right there. And so guess what I'm going to have to do? Yes, put another coupler in like this one right there. Okay, I don't even have to turn the water back on. And the reason why that's wet, see, when I lift it up, the water goes away. Do you see it right there? And I can hear it go. That's because I'm lifting up, and any water in that pipe is going that way. So if I push it back down, see? Now, see it? Now you can see it, right? There it is. And I can't just put anything in there because the back side of that little coupling has been snapped off and broken off. And if I try to push my little tool in there and put another coupling and a 1/4-inch tubing from there to the plant, it's going to push that little end into the pipe, and it's going to get caught somewhere else. Okay, so that's why I've got to put one of those compression couplings on there. And I'm not going to run a new bubbler into here. From before, I had tapped into there because the sprinkler guys had chopped it off. And no, they didn't chop that one off. That one was capped off from before. There was something else going on right there. And I put a new bubbler on that, a 1 gallon. Now this thing, 1 gallon per hour, GPH, when you see that on your little bubblers, 1 gallon per hour. I can take that bubbler end off and save that because I have some 2 gallon bubblers. And this whole plant bush can be run off of that. And funny enough, remember, I've got a bubbler over here. And this bubbler here goes to nothing. There's a bush on both sides of it. There's nothing here. I think there was an old plant here from before that's gone. And so I'm going to do some little inspecting later on, and I could cap this one off and use this bubbler because I know this one's running out a lot. In fact, this might even be running further, more than a 2 gallon per hour. Well, I'll just have to check that out. I may use that one and put underneath this bush here, and then save this 1 gallon per hour bubbler for for something else, okay? And I dug this out. I should have been, you know, when I was digging it, it was all muddy, this was all wet. It really didn't take me that much longer to do that. Plus I wanted to see if there was any damage over in here. But once I kind of took a rag and kind of dried that off and then started checking that, I felt around it when it was all wet and I couldn't see where it was. But once I dried it off and kind of messed around and monkeyed around with it and pushed that down, I could see exactly where it was. Okay, so in hindsight, I could have just dug it to here, about to there, instead of there. But that's okay. And I found that out without turning the water back on. If you check it out a little bit, first, maybe you can find it, but if it's a hairline crack or something, you're never going to find it. If you dry off the tube and you can't see where it's coming from and stuff, you may have to turn the sprinklers system, the drip irrigation system back on, and then find it and then mark it somehow, put something next to it or whatever, and then shut the water back off really quick, and then you're going to have to bail this all out again. Okay, lots of different ways to do it. And this one was loose from before, remember, just a hair. It's moving a little bit, but that was not dripping at all, which surprised me. And that was an old one, so I'm not gonna mess with that at all. Okay, I'm just gonna fix this with the coupler. I'm gonna make a video of that too. If you want to watch that, stick around. If not, and if you saw how I fixed that coupling, and I also fixed a coupling up in there. You know, once you know how to fix one, you can do it all. Teach a man to fish and he'll be full for life, right? If you give a man a fish, he's always going to be hungry. So there you go. Figure out how to fix something one time, and then you can fix all your main drip irrigation pipes on your own. You never have to pay somebody else for that, and that goes for any DIY topic. And if you want to learn more, go to my main YouTube channel page. I got over 4,200 videos on my channel. Yeah, I sure do. And go to my main YouTube channel page, click on playlists, and scroll down to the many DIY topics I have. And whatever topic you're interested in knowing more about, click on there, and every video that I've ever done for that particular topic, having to do with doors, having to do with ceiling fans, having to do with electrical, having to do with painting, having to do with plumbing, whatever it is, having to do with drip irrigation, landscaping, repairs, anything on there, you'll be rested and assured. If you click on one of those playlists, you'll be sitting there for hours watching my videos. Grab a bowl of popcorn, your favorite cup of joe, sit back in your relaxing chair, and have at it. And once you learn something and do it, you can do it for life and save a lot of money. All right, that's it. Now here's just a quick tip I thought I'd share with you. Okay, I'm doing repairs to the drip irrigation over here. I've got this wonderful bush, it's huge. And if you happen to like different bushes like that, and if you poke around in your landscaped areas, sometimes you'll come across something like this. I see this here. This is a little volunteer, I call it. And that's come off of that bush. And I could, if I really wanted to be energetic, and if I had a place to actually plant that, I could dig this out. And here's my little shrub that I can replant somewhere else in the yard, exactly where you want it. Okay, there's a tip for you. And I might look around. I'm not going to do it on this particular video. I'm getting ready to fix this main drip bubbler line irrigation pipe, and I just thought I would share that with you. I mean, that's something you can always do to save yourself some money and to make your garden look that much better.